Operation Epic Fury is in its sixth day, and while President Donald Trump and top military officials are promising victory, they've also promised that the conflict will escalate and intensify, urging Iranian civilians to, quote, lay low and not protest as strikes continue to rack it up. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Sharice Gibson. Tonight, thousands of Americans are trying to escape the Middle East as tensions rise among the U.S., Israel, and Iran. But a Mandeville pastor has a bit of good news. He made it out safely after his trip to Israel was cut short. Sonata McCall shares how he says faith led him home.
It is just a special place with a special history.
For the past week, 3 p.m. on a normal day in Louisiana would be Michael Sprague's bedtime in Israel, according to his wife, Donna.
When have you been able to rest? How much rest have you had between the time you got back home and now?
Well, not too many hours since I've gotten back home.
Now, back at his home in Mandeville, a story he can't put to rest. How an anticipated 13-day tour of the Holy Land.
We did the boat ride, we ate a fish, out of the sea.
Became the backdrop of conflict among the U.S., Israel, and Iran. 7 days into the trip, Sprague and 43 other members of his tour group found themselves ducking into bomb shelters nearly 20 times and watching rockets go across the sky.
And all of a sudden, right through the sky, shot a missile, and the Iron Dome took it out. And then another missile came immediately, and the Iron Dome took it out. And it was just exploding right in front of my eyes, seemingly like 2 blocks over. And you heard the boom, the boom. Every single cell phone went off, and then the sirens started blaring throughout the city, and we were told immediately to get to shelter.
Sprague said many of the 43 trekking, including veterans, their spouses, and disaster survivors, were well equipped, but their real weapons were faith and love.
And it just seemed like we became the students, and the war became the curriculum, and our lesson was faith. We would sing, "How great is our God." We would sing, we would pray.
He said the group wasn't oblivious to the conflict around them, but felt an unexplainable peace, comfortable with being uncomfortable, and help was on the way.
When I take people to Israel, I want to start with 44 and I want to come home with 44.
With Israel's airspace shut down and Tel Aviv's airport closed, it left one route into Egypt. The group suddenly joined hundreds of thousands of Americans and other travelers hoping to get through the checkpoints.
This ended up being the 19-hour bus ride because the State Department had said that there was a lot of terrorist activity in the internal areas of Egypt.
Armed guards on buses and moving in darkness.
And you're thinking, what if we ever had a flat tire? And then we have a flat tire in the middle of nowhere.
But by 3 a.m., they made it into Egypt with only 2 hours to spare before their flight home.